Okay, so the first thing we're going to need is our pasta. I'll be using spaghetti today, and what I do is I cook it and then I put it into the container that we're going to use it in so I can measure it out nicely. So this is what's going to go in the oven. I'm using a glass dish. You can use metal or ceramic. As long as it can go in the oven, it's an oven-proof dish, that's fine. Like I say, I'm using spaghetti. Any pasta works. Let's move on. Okay, so we're making a 4-cheese sauce today. Now the cheese that I'm using is feta, parmesan, mozzarella and cheddar. Now you can really play around with these, so use something different completely. We're going to make a roux and a kind of floury white sauce. So we've got 2 tablespoons of plain flour there, 1 teaspoon each of pepper and nutmeg. We're going to start this off with a little bit of butter and we're going to add some milk. Okay, so let's make this sauce. You're going to need a small pan and a wooden spoon. We're going to start off by dropping in what we call a knob of butter, or like a tablespoon of butter. So let's melt that gently. We want a fairly lowish heat. Be back in a moment. Okay, so that's just melted there. What we're going to do now is add our flour. I've got 2 tablespoons of flour here. Let's get it in and see how it works out. We're going to wing it a little bit. I think that's going to be okay. Let's work this in. Yeah, that's about right. Now what we want to do is, on a low heat, is cook this flour. Keep it moving all the time. Don't take your eye off it. We want to cook it until we get a kind of digestive biscuit or a kind of shortbready kind of taste. If you don't cook it well enough, it's just going to be very floury. You'll taste the kind of dry flour in it. So let's go for about 4 minutes. Keep it moving all the time. There you go, that's like 4 minutes. Now I've just tasted it. Like I say, you can taste a kind of biscuity flavour to it, which just means it's cooked. And this process is called making a roux. Now we're going to add some milk to it. I've got a full fat milk. I've got 400 ml here. I'm not sure how much we're going to use. We might need more. We're going to get a little bit in, and we're going to work it. It'll get really thick. Still on a kind of lowish heat, okay? Let's get some more. Work this in. Again, we're going to need more milk in this for sure. I can just see by the amount of flour we have. And it looks really sort of runny, but suddenly it will thicken. And as we're stirring, we're going to get all these lumps out of this as well. Okay. So that's my last bit of milk. So that was 400 ml there to 2 tablespoons of flour. But we might add more. It might just suddenly in a moment turn into a glue. Keep it moving. It's going to be about another sort of 3 minutes. We'll check it out then. Okay, I've been going for about 4 minutes now actually, and while we've been doing that, all those lumps have been removed, but you can see it's way too thick. Well, it's not way too thick, it's just a bit thick, so I'm going to go with some more milk. So we added 400 ml, so that's 500 ml, that's 600 ml in total. That's more like it. Okay, I'm going to keep stirring this all the time. Don't remove your hand from it. Stay with it. It needs you. Back in another 3 or 4 minutes. And that's wonderful. A good consistency. We've still got quite a lot to go in this. So we're now going to add in black pepper and nutmeg. And I like to, you know, that's quite a lot of nutmeg and quite a lot of pepper for this amount. It's a nice big teaspoon of each. Normally if you're just making a bechamel sauce, you'd only put a little pinch of nutmeg in, but we're going for it in a big way today. We're then going to add cheese. Now I've got here my feta cheese. In that goes. That's quite a lot of feta. We're going to add Parmesan cheese, cheddar cheese. Now my cheddar cheese is a nice strong, sharp cheddar, and some mozzarella in there. You can really play around at this point, obviously, with the types of cheese and also the amounts. Okay, we're going to work this in for about another 3 or 4 minutes. Again, keep it moving, and all that cheese is going to melt and make a nice thick, beautiful sauce. I'll see you then. Okay, and that's done. That's beautiful. Now I've not added any salt to this because the cheese is quite salty. In fact, the feta cheese is very salty, so it's going to be fine. If you're not using feta, maybe add something else. Now you could be using brie, you could be using, you know, just anything, any 4 cheeses that you like actually. A blue cheese like a gorgonzola would be really nice. Okay, and that's done. Off goes the heat. You've got a fantastic 4 cheese, nutmeggy cream sauce. Okay, so I've now put my spaghetti or whatever pasta you're using into a mixing bowl. We're going to grab our sauce. We're going to pour it all in there. And then I'm going to add, optional, I've got some lovely fresh basil here. You can be putting some chopped parsley in maybe if you want. You don't have to add this, but I like to add this in there. Then what we're going to do is give that a good mix together. See you in a minute. Okay, and there you go. That's a lovely mix. Simply, we're going to get that back into our oven tray. So there we are, back into the dish that we're going to be using. Like I say, glass, I'm using metal or ceramic. Now we know it fits, don't we? Because I showed you that thing earlier. I kind of measure it out a bit before. Right, I'm going to top this with some cheese. I'm going to add a little bit of Parmesan cheese. A little bit of chopped mozzarella. And then some more cheddar. If you wanted some dry oregano or basil or black pepper or even some smoked paprika or something on the top, I'm going to go straight like that. Now get your oven on full blast, maximum heat. Everything here is cooked. We're just bringing it together. So that's going to go in my oven for about 9 to 10 minutes. I'll see you when it comes out. Okay, there you go, straight out the oven, piping hot, still bubbling away there. Absolutely delicious. Now what you can do is let that cool down a bit, and then if it's cooler, you better cut it out. You'll actually better cut slabs of it out. Right now, it'll be a little bit messy, but absolutely delicious. Get that on the table, eat that with some salad. Fantastic. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We will see you soon. Lots of love.